The FIA World Endurance Championship's Hypercar rules, proposed for 2020 and beyond, offers Le Mans and sports car fans racing nirvana. But what if the manufacturers that helped shape it, knowing all the benefits of increased spectator awareness of its giga-cool halo cars, don't join the party? How would you like to see a grid full of full-blown racing versions of following cars: Ferrari LaFerrari, McLaren Senna, Mercedes Project 1, Aston Martin Valkyrie, Porsche 918, Lamborghini Aventador, Koenigsegg Regera, Pagani Huayra, Bugatti Chiron, or Toyota's upcoming GR Supersport? Then, how would you like to see these type of cars contesting the most famous sports car race of them all, the Le Mans 24 Hours? Enticing prospect, isn't it? The FIA World Endurance Championship's new Hypercar rules set promises spectacular machines that deliver a road relevance to the manufacturers, running at much lower costs than the current LMP1 spaceships. The target being €20 million for 2 entries for an entire WEC season, which is bang in the middle of a world-class manufacturer budget, with an overall Le Mans victory as the carrot. It promises to bring back the mid to late 90s glory years of GT1-style prototypes. Think McLaren F1, Porsche 911 GT1, Toyota GT1, Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR and Nissan R390. On the technical side, the task of performance balancing cars with a wild variety of powertrains and hybrid systems has been clearly defined. At least 25 of the base cars with either the internal combustion engine and front axle energy retrieval system, destined for a series production car homologate for road use, would have to be built. This number would rise to 100 for the second season, meaning that tiny volume homologation specials would be ruled out, but something like the LaFerrari, of which 499 were B-wheel, would fit perfectly. The rules lay down specific performance windows for the cars. Figures are set for the downforce, drag and overall aerodynamic efficiency. Add into the mix the potential for movable aerodynamics, and lots of different powertrain options that cover the eclectic mix of suitable entrants. A maximum power output has been set at 508 kilowatts or 680 bhp, and the power of the hybrid system at 200 kilowatts or 268 bhp. Modifications to the engine are free, apart from the block and cylinder head, but the rules state that no modifications are allowed to the hybrid motor generator unit. Weight distribution is also set. There must be a 48.5% bias to the front with a tolerance of 1.5%. The minimum weight overall has been set at 1,040 kilograms. There will be strict homologation of the cars over the 5-season life of the category, but to keep things interesting, a manufacturer or constructor will be able to homologate 2 different designs and will also be allowed 5 joker upgrades over the same period. So all the manufacturers go into this with their eyes open. The balance the rule makers have attempted to strike is one of producing a sports prototype racing car that has production parts at its core, but isn't a converted road car. That's pretty much it. Have your cake and eat it, and goes well beyond the scope of something like IMSA's DPI ethos, which is much more of a place your styling cues on an LMP2 chassis with a bigger engine. But it doesn't rule out LMP2 constructors like Orica and Ligier from building a customer chassis too, as all manufacturers will be required to have their cleverer systems available for purchase. To help fill their grid, it should also be attractive to customer LMP1 team, like Bicals or Rebellion, and has already attracted the ambitious Scuderia Glickenhaus project's interest, which has previously been developing its car in the German VLN series around the Nordschleife. The proof of this project will be how attractive it proves to the major car manufacturers, 6 of which helped shape the rulemaking process. The technical regulations were finalized in early December, but now the Sebring WEC weekend is approaching with little movement on the confirmation front 3 months later, and just another 3 months from the 2019 Le Mans 24 Hours. BMW has ruled it out on the basis of it not having a suitable hypercar to promote right now or planned in the near future. Ford's stance appears to have shifted towards the negative on account of it wanting to race across one prototype platform in WEC and IMSA, as it does with the Ford GT currently. McLaren is very keen to compete, but has all but ruled out being ready for 2020, while Aston Martin and Ferrari, who are also at the table, have been coy with their words on the subject. News then broke this week that some of the manufacturers are pushing back on the December rules, and want a more production-based car. Even LMP1 dominator Toyota has been non-committal, although you'd assume they'd be first out of the gate if it wants to build a legacy upon its Le Mans breakthrough of last year. It has already shown off its GR Supersport concept, officially unveiling it at Le Mans last year with its WEC drivers in attendance. It encapsulates the ethos of these regulations perfectly, and shows exactly what we'd be missing out on if other markets